Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Jets Radio. This is one of your hosts, Tyson Roush. The second wave of free agency is here. There is panic. There's chaos. There's turmoil. There's unhappy Jet fans, and none of that applies to me. So let me introduce at Talk Jets Radio, Instagram and Twitter. Let's Talk Jets Radio on YouTube. Mr. Tyrone, how are you, man?
What's going on, bro? What's going on?
I'm living the dream, dude. I'm living the Jet stream right now, man. Listen, we're making moves. Free agency's moving along.
You know what's so crazy, bro? You already know how this show gonna go tonight, bro. So
well, you know what, Tyrone? I'm gonna. But hold on, Tyrone. You know what we're gonna do? Right now, we're going to a caller in London. ST in London. I want to get him on because this call's probably expensive as shit. ST, Tyrone and Tyson, what is going on, my friend?
What's going on, mate?
Tyrone Tyson, big ups to you and Prime Time. Just want to quickly say, long-time listener, first-time caller. Thanks for getting me on. I listen to you guys all the time, and I do want to talk about free agency because I got a couple of things I want to get off my chest, if you don't mind.
Let's go.
Brother, do it. You calling from London. Handle your business. Yo.
Now, first off, you know, I kind of really align with Tyson in terms of, like, everybody needs to be chill. And I know that's a big ask for us Jets fans. We've had to deal with so many disappointing moments throughout our entire lives for some of us, you know. But for me, free agency it's about rounds. So first round is done. We made some good moves, and I don't know why anybody's really surprised about that. I mean, listen, Coach Saleh, the man is a defensive-minded coach. That's number one. Number two, his first job with the Legion of Boom, he was a defensive quality controller. Do you know who else was a defensive quality controller? John Gruden, for starters, Ron Rivera. All of these signings that he's doing, I don't care if Joe Douglas is doing it or not. These two need to be aligned. It's a new culture. It's a new day. And these two are really going after players that they feel work and fit with the culture, as you say, as well as the system. I'm going to tell you again, quality control coaches, their jobs are to look at film, analyze film all the time, and then go after statistical analysis. So all of these defensive guys, whether it be a one-year contract, whether it be 3-year contract, we got edges, shit. I wouldn't even care if he brought in Jadeveon Clowney because I've loved him since the Gamecocks. He's a number one pick as well. It's like, for me, you take care of your defense first. And Tyson, I do agree with you that we need to address the secondary in terms of our corners because, you know, defense wins championships, offense wins games. And I know that's not the hymn that you guys have been singing from for months, especially Prime Time. He's always talking about offensive line this, offensive line that. For me, to kind of address that, and I want to get away from this Zach Wilson shit, because this dude, as good as he might be, I'm still going to go with Sam. And I'm going to tell you, we shouldn't even trade back the second pick. We should just take that and get Sewell. I saw the argument that was going down. Listen, you can boo. I know it's not.
I just booed you. But I don't care if you're in London or not, man. You could be in London, you could be in Brazil. I'm still booing the shit out of this one. Go ahead.
Nah, listen, I can take it. But no, I'm gonna tell you, cause watch the man's feet. He's got sweet feet. A, B, like even your man Bucky Brooks in his mock draft, and we all know how those go. But the man is talking a lot of sense. This kid has been scouted for years. He's always been looked at as like the next, I don't know, Will Shields, for example. So for me, it's kind of like, if you really want to adjust the offensive line, forget about paying out whatever money for Tooney.
But he's a left tackle, though. So you're taking a left tackle when you already have one. So who's moving?
He can move to right tackle. He can play on either side. I wouldn't move him to a guard. I wouldn't move him to a guard because that's not his skill set. But he can be on the other side of the ball.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Word is born on that. Go ahead, Tyrone.
Let me ask you a question. So you're saying keep saying, right? So you don't think moving backward would be more beneficial for us to be able to move back, say there like Atlanta, and maybe grab a guy like Pitts and stack up
Carolina
draft picks? Or the dream scenario is Detroit and get 2 of those first round picks next year. That's
the dream scenario. No, the dream scenario is draft a fucking quarterback and move on from this tonight. That's the dream scenario. But we got to play this nonsense game. Go ahead.
I mean, look, this is the gift and the curse of our position in the draft and the amount of money you have. First off, I want to say, like, Joe Douglas, just because you got the money doesn't mean you have to spend it all. I don't know if you guys watch football, as they call it over here, but the Arsenal had a manager called Arsene Wenger. The man was an economist. All his fans wanted to run him out of town because he was very frugal with the money. He wasn't cheap. He just brought people through youth. Joe Douglas is kind of the same mindset. He wants to build through the draft. So if we're going to address, like, all, secondaries or wideouts or even tailbacks, he can get and offensive lines. He can build these guys through the draft, which is why I feel just because they're rookies doesn't mean they don't have to start. So, Tyrone, to answer your question directly, do I feel that it's better if we get a plethora of picks in the first round? But I don't see anything wrong with that. And I'm going to roll with, what senior management and the head front office says. But I'm saying this is a gift and curse of our position. And for me, I would rather, focus the offensive line with a known talent who you have agents, corporate sponsors drooling over this kid. And you know he's good, just like Big Ticket. I think both of them are 2 building blocks, 2 pieces. Just like you said, Tyson, what if they believe in McGovern? Who are we to say that he's shit? We're not there. Yep. We're not in the locker room. We don't know the intangibles that he brings. We all wanted to talk about how shit Adam Gase was, and he is shit.
No, I think the one thing we've learned the last 2 weeks is that every rumor, every philosophy, everything that everybody thought going to free agency was completely 1,000% wrong. Everybody was wrong, including all the experts. They said, Thuney a no-brainer. They're going to bring in all these former 49ers, all these foregone conclusions, and not one of them happened. None of them happened. So everybody's philosophy proves that we don't know what Douglas is doing. We don't know what Saleh is doing. We don't even know what LaFleur is doing for his offense and what their scheme is and what their vision is for the offense. We don't know none of it. Everybody's been wrong, dude. Everybody's been wrong.
I think you had a really good point though in what you were saying. I think everyone needs to calm down because I think that what the players that Douglas has brought in, if you really break it down, has really been quality players that can really help what he's trying to do. But I think it's 3 phases to free agency. It's a lot of good players going to get cut later on. So why spend all your money? Now, that makes sense. But I think the biggest issue with everyone is I think everyone's mad because there's names out there or there's cornerbacks out there that we haven't addressed yet. And one thing I will say about the offensive line, let me say this real quick. One thing I'll say about the offensive line, this is a really deep draft. And guards. I mean, it's some really you're gonna see some really good guys go. The kid from Missouri, the one that set out last year, this kid's gonna be a steal. He's gonna be a steal, man. They've been talking about this kid for like 2 years. This kid's gonna be a monster. So it's another kid from Canada also gonna be in the draft. Probably gonna go late 5th round. That's gonna probably in a year or so really be a dominant player. So there's a lot of good players in the draft that you can get offensive linemen, and I hope that's the plan. I mean, because we need to address certain issues. I mean, go ahead.
Exactly. But see, you saying that right there, Tyrone, just makes kind of, my quote unquote hot take a bit more valid with, the main people that listen to this that always call week in, week out, because it's kind of like, no, we needed Lindsey, we needed Tooney, we need these guys, and pay ridiculous money and give out like contracts, when you just said this offensive line for this draft is deep. You don't think Joe Douglas knows that? The man is an offensive line guru.
Yeah,
he didn't give himself that title. He earned that title. Everybody just needs to calm the fuck down and trust in this man.
Well, hold on.
What I mean?
I mean, listen, I'm preaching patience, but I'm not going to preach that he's earned anything, because he hasn't earned a goddamn thing yet as general manager of New York Jets. He hasn't earned anything. He's got a lot to prove. But the other thing that we're not really talking about is, yes, he wants to spend money wisely. He made some plays for players, but the notion that people want to play for Coach Saleh and guys want to come to the Jets, all this shit, isn't true. Because you know what? The Jets were a 2-win team. The quarterback position is still an unknown, whether it's a rookie or Sam Darnold. That's not a good selling point. So if you're going to take a one-year deal, I'm going to take a one-year deal with a winning team. So I want to play for the Cowboys or the Jets. You know what? They got Dak Prescott coming back. They got a shitload more talent than I do. I'm going to Dallas. You want to play for the Chiefs or the Jets? I'm playing for the Chiefs. It's just there's a lot of things that people discounted that actually came back and smacked them in the face. The Jets now are not a desirable location. They're not. It's going to change slowly or surely, but it's not happening this year.
And I've been saying that. I've been saying that for a minute, bro. Like, that's the whole problem. Everyone says with the Jets tax is, listen, don't get me wrong. I think that, so we're definitely moving in the right direction. Exactly.
No, what happened with Tyrone? What happened was the Jets tax was like, you know what? I don't give a shit if you want to pay me $1 million more. I want to win. I want to be in the best position to play my best so I can make a shitload of money next year. I don't want to go through your growing pains getting shitty stats. I want to get good stats, and you sacrifice $1 million this year to make $10 million next year. That's what a lot of guys did. Yeah. So
but there's a flip side to that. There's a flip side to that coin, though, Tyson. Yeah, there's a flip side to that. You're talking about dudes that want to go on a 12-month contract or whatever, and then get paid like a mediocre, regular, nice contract, nice and comfy, because they want to up their stats and then get a big payout. That's true.
Yep.
But the flip side of that coin doesn't mean that they necessarily need to go to a win now team, say like the Los Angeles Rams or the Chiefs. Think about this. There's rumors flying around. I know they're rumors, but there's rumors flying around that Russell Wilson is demanding that Antonio Brown, that they go out and get him. But this man has been chasing the dollars forever. This dude played half a season, got his ring, doesn't need to really play with Brady anymore. He wants that money. As long as he can still run his route.
Go ahead. Yeah, but guys like Juju Smith-Schuster weren't coming here, dude. Like a guy like that's like, I'm going to bet on myself. I'm not going to go play with Sam Darnold or Zach Wilson. I'm going to go with a known commodity. I'll go back to the Steelers.
You really think he
doesn't
want to play with Sam Darnold, the guy who's playing with a USC? Really?
No, he played.
He don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck about 4 years ago. He can give a shit about that.
He played one season with Sam, bro. Listen, a lot of receivers wouldn't come here because our quarterback situation is not a good situation. Period. Either you're going with Sam or you're going with a rookie.
Corey Davis came here and he got a good contract.
He got well paid though.
Sam is. And he said,
don't even give me this shit.
That's my point.
Dude,
hold on. My point.
No. Hold on. Let's clarify that point right now. The reactions today to that fucking quote is so goddamn stupid. Because what do people expect Corey Davis to say? Oh, I came here to play with Zach Wilson. I came here to play with Justin Fields. I came here to play with Trey Lance. No. He took the company line. I came here to play with Sam Darnold. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets told him to say that. You say you came here to play with Sam. I mean, that's the reaction is like, the Jets are showing their hand. No, they're not. Are we all that stupid?
I doubt the top brass would tell Corey Davis. But the bottom line is, they didn't tell him that Sam wasn't going to be the quarterback either. So the man's come here. He's got paid. Yeah, he hasn't caught over like 100 balls. And he didn't get over 1,000 yards worth of the season. It doesn't matter. But the bottom line is,
he was close last year and he missed 2 games.
Yeah, and he's a stud. He's first-round pick. Don't forget about that.
He's a first-round pick. He's the first round pick who team didn't pick up his 5th-year option. Let's talk about that too, though. I mean, we can put it out there. You got to put the whole.
Yo,
you got to paint the whole picture.
Option.
Hey, hold on.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Why did you
still
get
can.
it?
But
you got to paint the whole picture, though.
The Jets still can, though. They still have a chance to do that.
No, but what I'm trying to say
That's
is this, though.
true,
Listen, man. This is the whole point of what the comment was, bro. Like, I've seen people go fucking crazy. I see all these analysts, bro. What the fuck was he supposed to say? Nah, man, they told me they drafted Jack Wilson. I mean, bro, are they getting Justin Fields? No, bro. That shit has been people. Now all I hear is, well, the Jets are keeping Sam Darnold, so that's what we do. Come on, bro, stop.
Amateur
stop
hour
with the
takes,
bullshit,
Amateur hour
crazy.
stuff.
Nah, amateur hour takes to think the top brass is telling Corey Davis anything other than to hold the line. But having said that, I think that Jets fans and the Jets organization should hold the line with Sam one more year. You really don't. It's really not that much to lose, to be honest with you.
What? There's not that much to lose? There's a shitload to lose, dude.
Quarterback.
No. You know what? We're just gonna go to that. We're gonna go to that quarterback tree, Tyrone. You know what? We're not gonna get one this year. Next year, we're gonna go to that magical tree. Just pluck it off the branch, and all our problems are solved. No problem. We're gonna go to that magical tree next year. It's gonna be there. No big deal. No big deal at all. Fuck it. We're good.
I love how you guys think that, like, signing one rookie quarterback is going to change functions. Like, look at what...
No, I like how you think that we can just... I like how you think
how many quarterbacks can be recoached?
You just said... Wait. When you said, let him just play this year, no big deal. Well, there is a big deal. If he plays well, your problems are solved. If he doesn't play well or plays mediocre, and we're having this same conversation this time next year, we're in deep shit. Because they've won 4 or 5 meaningless games, and now you got to figure out what draft resource do we got to go up and get our quarterback, and then we got to figure out. Meanwhile, this year you have pretty much had the pick of the litter. After Trevor Lawrence, you can pick any quarterback you want. If a highly touted class, you're there now. No resources. This is it. Number 2 pick, yours. Take your guy.
That's the problem. That's the biggest issue with this pick right here. That's why this is really. No one knows what Joe Douglas is really going to do, because I'm saying, like, if he stays with Sam and Sam fails, then he fails. He can pick the same situation this year. If he moves on with a rookie quarterback, he gets a little bit more time. So I think either way, man, listen, a rookie quarterback's not going to fix the problem. So it's bigger issues than that.
But I'm just saying. But Tyrone, you're right though. This will be Joe Douglas' decision. If you pass on all these quarterbacks and say, you know what, I'm going to roll with Sam, that's going to be your job, dude. Like, you're going to be like, all these young quarterbacks, you better hope they all play like shit, because he'll be eating some crow, man.
I mean, listen. That's why, you know, one that was like, yo, winning those 2 games meant so much. Nah, it didn't really mean shit, because when you had Trevor Lawrence, you had a decision. Now we have 5 different quarterbacks watching 5 different pro days of quarterbacks I've never fucking heard of before. You know what I'm saying? Prior to the draft. So I mean, I'm not in that position. None of us are. We're just hoping that we move in the right direction. Now, as we get into free agency, the biggest thing I'm gonna say with that is that it's a lot of good players out there. It's still more time, and listen, this is not the team that we're gonna have at the end of the season. So I wish everybody would understand that. Everyone's going crazy with, we got to sign this, we got to sign that.
Well, everybody needs to calm the fuck down. That's for real. That's number 1. Number 2. Look, your guys' take on Sam, we've all heard it before. I've put that shit on rewind. My whole point is, like you said, Tyrone, this is the gift and the curse of having this pick. It's we don't know what Douglas is doing. We don't know what Salah's telling him. And I don't care what Salah said in his press conference.
You're in the driver's seat. How is this a curse?
It's a curse.
You're in a position of power, man.
Go ahead. I'll tell you what.
You're in a position of power. You're the number 2 pick. Like,
that's the
but
gift.
How is it a curse? I don't understand how it's a curse.
It's a curse because of the makeup of what we have with our front office. The time Joe Douglas has come in, it's not his guy. Sam's not his guy, right? He never picked him. So what you're saying is that if he bypasses all the quarterbacks in this draft, that's going to break, and Sam plays like shit, that's going to break him down. That's what you're saying, right? So that's the curse that he's in, knowing that Sam Darnold was touted as the best quarterback in his class when he came out, right? That's the thing. So what do you do with a kid who you can pick up their fifth-year option, you cannot? You sit here, you know that they went first round, number 3 overall. They got talent. They've shown you flashes. They never had any really good wideout core behind them, on the side of them. It's like, look at Ryan Tannehill. Look what he did.
Yeah, but I don't care. But listen. I don't mean to be a jerk. But listen, I'm tired of hearing about the fucking Tannehill comparisons. I'm tired of hearing about all these fucking excuses. Joe Douglas has seen this kid play for 2 years. He has plenty of enough tape and all the background information of seeing his work ethic, seeing behind the films, watching him practice, watching all this shit to make an educated decision. Like, you know what? This kid, he has some good, he has some bad, but you know what? He's not my guy. You know what? I think this other kid's going to be better than he is, and I'm going to put my name to him because this kid's not where I need him to be right now. Like, this is what it is.
You ignore LaFleur. You ignore your quarterback coach, Shoke, offensive coordinator. You ignore your head coach, who's sitting you probably echoing.
How do you know how they feel?
But there's
you ignore that.
But how do you know if they don't feel the same way that they want to move on? You know what I'm saying? If Silent, listen, you said Silent was quality control, right? So you watched tape. So I'm pretty sure you watched every game Sam's ever played in the NFL.
He defended against him this year.
What if he realizes that Sam is not the guy that he wants to move forward with? You know what I'm saying? You got to accept
But what
that.
if he does?
But
what if he did? That's what I'm saying. You think Douglas is not aligned? He's going to ignore that?
No. If he wants to, if the coach wants him, then Douglas is going to keep him. But I'm just saying that what if you know what I'm saying? What if he doesn't want to keep Sam? What if they feel like they want a clean slate and move forward? I mean, you got to, you know what I'm saying? Listen, this is my problem with the keeping Sam situation. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to get the shit out here. Everyone is talking about like this kid's just going to be able to forget the last 3 years of fucked up football. Like, this kid's been through hell, and it's not his fault. You know what I'm saying, that he was put in bad situations, but he picked up bad habits. But you know what I'm saying, he picked up bad traits from these 3 years of punishment, of being hit, gunshots, seeing ghosts. You know what I'm saying, throwing in the double coverage, missing wide open receivers.
But it's not even.
It's
not even that. It's just like, listen, we all know all the fucking excuses. We know all the scenarios of Sam Darnold. The bottom line is you have a whole new coaching staff in here. You have a chance to reset the quarterback. You have a chance to reset the quarterback position and start over, like you're starting over with the coaches. Your quarterback, your coaches, and everybody moves on like one big happy family. That's the way you reset your organization. That's the way you do it.
Or you reset the personnel that you have and you extract the talent that has not been extracted before.
Yeah, good luck with that, man. Listen,
yeah.
You think a coach
so you
wants
don't
to
believe
inherit
in your coaching staff? You don't believe in your coaching staff?
No. But I'm thinking like this, like a businessman and as a head coach. If I'm taking my first head coaching spot, do I want to inherit a problem and try to fix it, or do I want to take my guy, mold him, and move forward? I can tell you right now, I don't want to inherit any fucking problems. I want to start fresh and rebuild with my team because I know this is going to be a process and a project, and it's not going to be easy. So that's the way I look at it. The kid's damaged, man. Like, no matter what, people don't want to recognize the kid's damaged. He needs to be fixed. Do you want to fix somebody or do you want to start over? Me personally, I want to start over. What does the head coach want to do on his first job where he's got pressure to perform because the last coach was awful?
They gave him a big contract, yeah? And Douglas is here for the foreseeable future, 5 years. I can't see Woody. He's been rocking it over here, drinking, pints with me and whoever else. Like, him getting rid of, Joe Douglas, who is very well respected in the league, and getting rid of Salah, who...
If he makes the wrong decision at quarterback, bro, yo, listen, this is what you're not understanding,
he'll be fired in 2 years.
Like, listen, exactly, and that's what's going to take for you to find out if Sam has it in 2 years. Like, don't get me wrong, I hope Sam works out. I'm just saying realistically, bro, it's kind of hard to think that everything can be fixed with just putting weapons around him and not understanding that the mistakes he's made, a lot of them was on him.
It's bigger than that. What people discount is you keep Sam Darnold, you better pray to your fucking stars that he plays well this year, because every Jet fan and every member of the media is going to be watching all these rookie quarterbacks and see how they do. Like, all right, we're watching Sam Darnold do what he's doing, and all the other quarterbacks are doing this. So not only are you keeping Sam, you got to pray he plays well. Pray. Because if he doesn't, you're going to be facing so much shit, like a monumental amount of shit.
I'm gonna say one more thing, and I'm gonna let you guys have it. You guys have been very, very kind to bring me on so quickly. I was watching Good Morning Football today, and there was this analyst who, was basically saying he just analyzes, draft picks, quarterbacks, you name them. And he's been right. He's been vindicated by saying, like, the better quarterbacks that he felt should have went higher or team should have got have now, emerged. Like he said, Patrick Mahomes, for example, should have been the 1 or 2 pick. Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, all these guys. Anyway, he made an interesting take this morning who had everybody's mouths on the floor, including Tom Pelissero. He was saying that the Jacksonville Jaguars should pass on Trevor Lawrence and take Zach Wilson, and he gave his reasons why. And Tyrone, I've heard you for week in, week out. We all know that, like, Zach Wilson, BYU didn't have the strongest schedule. But he's like, that doesn't mean anything. He very eloquently broke it down as to why. And I thought about this, and I was just remembering some of the takes, that you and me and everyone else has had about this whole our current quarterback situation. And I'm just thinking to myself, everything you guys saying is valid, but there's always a flip side. There's always two sides to every coin. And it's not about, we need to pray and pray to our lucky star that Sam performed. It's like, look, Trevor Lawrence, like the ACC, and I went to an ACC school. I went to Georgia Tech. It's like Trevor Lawrence didn't even play anybody, really. And you can't say he did. Plus, he's got Travis Etienne to just throw a screen pass to with a massive offensive line that's going to be like, there's 40 yards here. There's extra completion percentage. There's my QBR going up. And, he said he made the case that Zach Wilson doesn't have any of this. Well, I'm making the case, and I'm flying that flag to say that, Sam didn't have anything. He didn't have a competent offensive line. He didn't really have a backfield, albeit, like, we saw some flashes from Adams, and I love Pirine, even when he was at Florida. But it's like he didn't have personnel. And this makes a case. If that man can make that case on Good Morning Football, a national television show, to say that, right, say an outlandish thing that the Jacksonville Jaguars, Urban Meyer should take in Zach Wilson over Trevor Lawrence. I mean, could you imagine if that happened? We get Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
I would fly that flag, Tyson. No, but I would fly that flag, bro. I would say, look, this is a hill I'm going to die. I'm going to make a case, not an excuse, and I get it, and I don't even want to beat that drum anymore, but I'm going to say, look at the personnel, and it's not just about weapons. It's about what he wasn't schemed. How many motions did the Jets run last year?
Oh, my God. Dude, listen, no offense, dude. I'm so tired of hearing Sam Darnold analysis. We've seen it firsthand. We understand it. To me, it's like, okay, what are all these deficiencies? You can blame everything known to man on Adam Gase and Perryman and the offensive line. Everybody else, you can blame it. But you know what also you can blame too? Sam Darnold. Because him as a player, as an individual, his own responsibility to get better and try to make people around him better, he didn't do it. He didn't show improvement. He regressed for a litany of reasons. So the damage is fucking done. Now it's to figure out how much damage is done and is he salvageable here or somewhere else. Like, I understand what you're saying. Comparing to Trevor Lawrence is insane at this point because Sam's regressed. So it's like, it's just apples and oranges at this point. But, dude, thank you so much for calling in. We definitely appreciate it. Great taste.
Hey, thanks for calling in, bro.
Yo, respect, guys. Look, don't pay any attention to these keyboard wannabe thugs that are sitting here trying to give
we're
shit.
We're addressing that next.
Don't play any. Listen, I'll be listening to you guys for the rest of the night. Really appreciate the love, man. Keep it up.
Have a good night, man.
Bro, I appreciate you calling.
Cheers,
man. Have a good night, bro.
Later.
Cheers.
You know, Tyrone, it's funny because it's like The guy's calling in from London. I'm like, all right, we're gonna let him talk and stuff. But I'm like, all right, we're gonna fucking argue with him too, though, because there's no holds barred here. We're not letting anybody. We don't let nobody.
You get no free passes. Look, you calling from London, your phone bill is about to be $700. We still give a fuck. Listen, you make a bad take, we on your ass. Believe that.
You'll get your money's worth. We're gonna rip you too. We don't give a shit. So, at Talk Jets Radio, Instagram and Twitter. Let's Talk Jets Radio on YouTube. You want to call? We got a lot of people on hold. 929-477-2651. We're going to go to Eric in California. Tyrone, you talk to Eric. I got to screen a shitload of calls, so you got Eric.
All right. What's going on, Eric?
What's up, man? I wanted to talk some a good call. Good job with the previous caller. He had some takes that were kind of off the wall, but good call. And it's good to see that there's some Jets fans on the other side of the pond. On the other side of the pond.
Right, absolutely.
But he did touch on some things though that I did want to talk to Tyson and you about. I do not think the Jets have decided what they're going to do at quarterback even now, because if they had, the trade value for Sam is not what it was even 4 weeks ago. A lot of teams have filled their quarterback vacancy, and some of them had called, if you want to believe what the reporting out there, and were interested in Sam. So they're kind of pigeonholing themselves, and it seems as though they're leaning towards giving Sam another run at this. I said I'm whatever the coaches decide, and I want this to be not our GM that decides this. I want this to be on Salah and the OC. If they both buy into Sam and say, I can fix that guy, I can win with that guy. You saw what we did in San Francisco with a fucking bum like Garoppolo. We can do that, and then some here with Sam. I'll co-sign that, dude. I'm down with that. But if it's anything other than that, take the quarterback, reset the clock. Let's run with that.
And I think that's definitely what you know what I'm saying is coming down to. I don't think they made a decision yet. I really don't. I think teams call. I think they're not going to show their hand. I think they were going to wait to find out to the last pro day to really make a decision and make an educated guess. I mean, I think, listen, man, it's too much to miss this. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is going to, if we miss this right here, it's going to set us back either way. And and I definitely agree with you, man. It's whatever the coach wants to do. I mean, the coach and offensive coordinator are the ones that actually have to fix it. The GM can say, yeah, I want to keep Sam there. Like, look, man, the kid doesn't have it. Let's move forward. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, me personally, I'm just kind of like, whoever our quarterback is, I'm going to support. I have my own opinion. You know what I'm saying? I know my opinion don't mean shit. But, I mean, if I had a choice.
You got that right.
Whatever, dude. So I would say let's move forward, because I think it's what it is. But, what do you think, Tyson?
I was just telling Tyrone I was just telling him that as of today, I'm pretty confident in saying that Douglas has not made a decision as to whether he's going to draft a quarterback or keep Sam. Otherwise, why would you have waited this long? Why would you have waited for teams to fill their quarterback vacancy when if you believe the reporting, they were calling for Sam and a deal could have been had? Now you've kind
or what he wants for Sam, he's not getting back in return.
But now that value is even reduced from whatever he was asking for before. So what? I don't understand what the play is if you're keeping Sam this long. I think he's probably leaning towards keeping Sam. And if it's what the coaches want, as I was telling Tyrone, if it's what Salah wants and our new OC, and they say I believe in Sam, I could restore this kid. If you believe the reporting that was out there, while Sam was a prospect, people were in awe with the guy. People were at his pro day and they thought he was the next. The next great quarterback.
We all were. All the Jet fans were too. We were a suck for Sam. We thought we had our franchise quarterback for the next 15 years, and things changed. Listen, man, all these takes are great. Wait till Friday. Wait till Zach Wilson's pro day. Wait till Justin Fields' pro day. And the tone of this fan base will change dramatically. I guarantee it. I guarantee it will change. Guarantee it.
I don't mind either way, man. I'm actually after watching Sam this year, I'm kind of in your side. I'm leaning towards I would prefer to draft Zach Wilson and reset the clock and invest in the quarterback We built the team around him. We built a better roster. We look like we have competent coaches. Let's go with the new guy and see how this works out. If he's anything like people are saying, he's going to be fantastic. But I don't think the coaches are there yet. I don't think Douglas is in that with that mindset yet. That's all I'm saying.
I think, but no, listen. I think you could be very well right. I think they have a lot of evaluations to do, and they want to see the pro day. They want to get a chance to talk to the kids and try to get a feel because you had no combine, man. It's a whole different world right now.
Yeah,
so you need
definitely.
to get a feel. You want to see certain things, and they're in no rush. I mean, they probably had a prize they wanted for Sam. They didn't get it, probably for good reason. And now they played the game. I don't think anything's done yet. I think Sam could still be traded, probably later than sooner. It could happen on the day before the draft, for all we know. But I mean,
do you think
interesting.
there's any chance that we draft a quarterback and Sam is still on the roster?
No.
Oh, nope. I don't think so.
No,
absolutely
I don't
not.
think so. I think if you do something like that, it'll be a quarterback to take it in later rounds. I really don't see that. I think that you already created a problem, and I think and when you said the value of Sam went down, I don't think that. I think that finding the right situation for Sam is also good as well. So I think a lot of teams in the draft would still take Sam and have a quarterback. I mean, think about it. Sam can go somewhere like San Francisco and sit behind Garoppolo and take over. So I think teams will still be. Listen, that getting the first round for Sam, that shit out the window, and that's what everybody was really talking about. Oh, you get the first round? No, that wasn't going to happen regardless. I think the best you can get for Sam is a second or a third, and really probably third.
Yeah, but the thing is, too, is just say in theory Sam Darnold's still in the Jets going into the first round. Say, the first 4 picks are all quarterbacks. There could be a team sitting there at 8, 9, 10, 12, be like, fuck, man, the guy we want is now gone. What is our plan B? You know what our plan B is? Let's call the New York Jets up and see what let's see what they want for Sam Darnold.
That's the best case scenario, as I see it. Is the Rosen trade a few years ago? That's the best case scenario? If that happens. Hey man, I want to talk to you about this the free agents. Why did we sign the center from San Diego? What the fuck? The guy's like one of the worst offensive players in the NFL.
He's a depth signing, bro. He's not a starter, bro. He's just depth, bro. Trust me. I think everybody was puzzling with that bullshit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he finished like last in the league. He's just a depth signing. That's all. Because he's multiple. Like, if you know something about Joe Douglas, he likes offensive lineman who can play multiple positions. That's all that was. It's just depth signing. That's all.
Yeah, but Eric, we got to wrap up, man. We got so many people on hold right now. Thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Hey, bro. Thank you. Good night, bro. All
right. We're going to go to Southern Jet. Oh, shit. I hit the wrong button, I think. Rich. What's up, Rich?
Hey, how you doing, man? Hey,
what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Hey, this is really hard to put into words because I'm 68, and I've been following the NFL since 1960, and what I don't understand why fans who've been watching the NFL this long, you guys have mentioned it a few times, and this is the first time I call it. I'm impressed by some of the things you've said. This is a fucking orchestra. You can't believe a fucking thing you say. Everybody in the Jet organization is a horn dependent. And they're driving, some are trying to drive Sam's price up because it's not what it is. Some are realizing there's, like the other gentleman said, there's a great OL talent in the draft. You can't believe a thing you hear. And the pro draft thing about the pro day about Wilson is spot on. They need to see him. I'm not convinced they're sold on what to do yet either, but they have to see that, because if anybody's ever, like I've been at Jet camp and I've been allowed to be on the field, but my point is, when there's the real deal, you can hear that ball. I'm talking about a 55-yard pass. You can literally hear the fucking thing, and cutting through the air. And so they have to see that, like Tyson said. They have to see that. They have to feel that if they're going to get sold on this guy. And what other people don't realize, it's going to take a lot bigger set of balls by Joe Douglas to draft Wilson than to not. Because if he drafts Wilson, he now loses his trade downs, and he has to hit every pick right, because he's only got a few after that. If he keeps Sam, and remember now, part of the thinking in Florham Park that we might not be privy to is the Jets might say, we're so fucking bad, we're not going to the Super Bowl for 2 to 3 years, we're not even playoff ready next year, is we're going to, do there's 5 quarterbacks, they're at number 2, they can trade down 3 to 4 times as each team moves in wanting to get one of those 5 guys. And we could literally pick 10 guys in the top 107 and pick up 6 to 8 starters, pick up accumulated picks for the out years. If Sam flops, we get Sam Howell next year, who's better than all 3 of them, to be quite honest with you. And I'm not saying I want to do that. I would like to get Wilson myself if he's the real deal. I'm pro that. But I'm just saying it takes bigger balls to take Wilson and then have to hit every pick right. He's got to take the cornerback first because we have OL depth. Then he's got to take the OL at 34. And then at 66, you know what? You either wait for Gainwell at 86, or you go with Carter at 66. We need one of those guys. But my point is, this is a game. It's an age-old game that's been played. People can't keep taking everything so literal. Even Corey Davis today probably had a game to play that he was told to play.
Yep, exactly.
Absolutely, man.
Dude,
man,
yeah, Rich, I could not agree with you more, dude.
Point,
I could not agree with you more. And we started off the show by saying that we're going into free agency. There was all these assumptions, all these foregone conclusions, and almost all of them were wrong. Almost every one of them was wrong. Every assumption made about this team, this coach staff, this general manager, everything's been wrong. So to think we know what's going to happen in the draft, we have no idea either. We have no idea.
And listen, and one thing about it is, you say you've been a Jet fan, since '68. You already know how this goes.
64.
I'm sorry, my bad. So you understand how this is, man. It's all politics, man. This time of season is nothing but lies and leaks. And the one thing I respect about Joe Douglas, man, you have not heard a single peep. And then people heard this Corey Davis interview, and everyone is going crazy. Listen, he's not going to show anything. I don't think he's convinced of nothing. But I do think that,
exactly. You know what Shayla told him? They said, hey, Sam is our quarterback, because he is. That's what they told Corey Davis.
Absolutely.
What else are they going to fucking say?
Absolutely. Who else has been our quarterback? Sam. Absolutely. But I like how you broke it down in the later rounds too. That was really great, man. Like I said, what we do at 66 and 86. I think we definitely go pass rushing one in the round. I mean, either 66 or because the kid out of pick is the one I really want to
I'm not in the talking like a lot of the other people. I quite honestly, personally, would like to use 34 for Zavon Collins if he slips, because he's your pass rusher. Zavon Collins is the most wanted guy in the NFL by scouts. Trust me, that's not being written about. This guy is the Swiss Army knife that smart DCs are going to use, because he can play. He's listed as an OLB, but he's also a stand-up. You know how LT never played outside linebacker in his life? He lined up on the line of scrimmage every play in his career with the Giants, and he lined up on the line on the opposite side where the tight end went. That's why he had unencumbered shots at the quarterback. But he was great. Don't get me wrong. But he was an OLB who played a stand-up DE, on the line of scrimmage, and Zavon Collins can do that. So but he's the guy I want, and I'd also like Carter if you can get him. I don't know if you guys have seen Carter, but at running back, he fits the Shanahan system to a T as far as yak. This whole Shanahan system is yak. Every guy you see now we're signing is yak, and that's what it's going to be. So, and that's the other thing. Fans are complaining about guys we're not signing. We're not signing 32-year-old guys because we're not competitive for the next 3 years. Why should we pay a guy big money to go golfing and go to the Bahamas when we're going to be, 6 and 10? It makes no sense.
Yep. Rich, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it. We will. Thanks for calling in, man. Have a good night.
Hey, thanks, man.
Too,
Great call, man. Great call.
All right, Tyrone, we'll stay the busy phone. And just a couple quick things. We'll go to calls, but that Corey Davis quote today, dude, drove me insane. I'm like, dude, what do you expect him to say? Like, everybody is they're looking for a Darnold narrative, a Darnold story, a glimmer of hope, a glimmer of fate, like something. I'm like, dude, look at the picture. The Jets have told us nothing. Almost every signing has caught us by surprise. Maybe not Carl Lawson. I think Carl Lawson we kind of all expected a little bit, but Corey Davis caught us off guard. You know, Keelan Cole definitely caught us off guard. LaMarcus Joyner, Justin Hardy. Nobody mentioned any of these fucking names the entire offseason. Nobody did.
Nope.
So it's like,
nobody.
Like to come off like you know anything, like, dude, the Jets are hiding everything. There's no leaks. There's no nothing. All these supposed insiders. You're not a fucking insider. You're searching for goddamn clicks and likes and retweets to try to gain followers by acting like you know something, and you don't know shit. Like, that's the only thing I've learned. Like, the only thing that's exposed is all these frauds out there that act like they're important, know what the fuck they're talking about, and they don't. And everybody's overreacting. Oh, my God, look at this, look at this, look at this. And within hours, that didn't happen. Like, come on, man. Give me a break.
Only thing he said was who the Jets quarterback was last year, who the Jets quarterback is right now until they get someone else either to replace Sam. So, I mean, what the fuck did he say? I mean, people are just reading too much, but they're looking for something. The one thing we can say about Joe Douglas, man, he don't have no leaks. Nothing gets out the building that he don't want out, bro. So go ahead and miss it with that bullshit, bro. I'm not getting excited for that. Just like, you know what I'm saying, I tell you the Rankin signing, yo, great pickup.
Well, are you surprised they went with Rankins instead of Hyder?
I like Rankins, bro. I like Rankins and Q on that line together with Lawson, bro. I like that shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? The one thing I like about
he can stay healthy.
Rankins, yeah, exactly. If he can stay healthy, bro. But listen, he's gonna be a rotational guy, so you're gonna have a rotational guys coming in, bro. That are gonna, you know what I'm saying, that are gonna be able to get after it, bro. Now I really like that, bro. His spin move, man, is absolutely fucking amazing. And him and Q, and then you got Lawson on the other side, and you got guys coming in, man. You got my man John Frank, bro. Like, yo. I like that. I like that pickup, bro. Really well.
Yeah, there's a lot of
basically. What?
There's a lot of guys that left too, man. You got Basham left, Jordan Jenkins left, Frankie Louvu left. You got a lot of parts leaving too, which is sucks to see some of these guys go. Like, I like those guys, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. We all like them as players, but they didn't really produce the way we needed them to produce. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, Louisville. You know, I love Justin J. You know what I'm saying? Double J. You know what I'm saying? I actually got to talk Double J at, you know what I'm saying, at the Jets camp. So, you know what I'm saying, that's my dude. But at the end of the day, bro, listen.
Oh, you're name dropping now. You just Hollywooded some shit right there. You just Hollywooded some shit. Like, yeah, I was talking to him.
That's my guy right there. You know what I'm saying?
You Hollywooded that shit.
I love Double J, but like I said, man, it's time to move forward, bro. We're getting talent in the building. So, to me, you know what I'm saying, Rankins is better than any one of those guys, period. You know what I'm saying? Actually, better than all three of them put together, period. And you know that.
Yeah,
so I think Lawson is as well. So
yeah. So and the other one of the callers earlier mentioned it. So I'm gonna mention it again tonight. I did a video on this as well. We're all really cool with arguing football and debating football and doing shit, but there is not one person on this show that's gonna tolerate personal attacks repeatedly over and over and over. So I've called a bunch of people out. Primetime is way too classy and way too nice to do it. So I'm gonna fucking do it. Personal attacks aren't cool, man. Like, get a grip. It's football. It's supposed to be fun for all of us. When it stops becoming fun, we're going to stop doing it. So there's a lot of stupid shit going on, like, on social media right now, like the fucking attacks, which is just ridiculous. So just cut the shit, dude. Like, we don't like I never block anybody. We don't want to block anybody. We want everybody to enjoy the show, have a good time. But some of this bullshit lately is fucking ridiculous. So just,
I mean, true indeed, bro. You know, people need to, you know, understand, bro. We do this shit for entertainment, bro. You know, we're not, you know, everyone has an opinion. The same way that you have their opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing more, anything less than that. I don't take anything personal no one says. I don't attack anybody personally. I don't try to demean anybody personally.
It's a game,
That's
dude.
Not what it is.
Exactly. Escape from reality.
It's a sport.
You know, it's like,
exactly.
Yeah. So, and it's like, the few morons that continue to try to take me to task, I have no problem exposing you guys for the frauds that you are. Like, this is all supposed to be fun, and like the last week, dude, has been pretty wild, dude. Like, I've never in my wildest dreams thought we deal with this kind of shit, but we are, and it's fine. We're grown men, we can handle it. I'm sure none of these clowns do this in person, but it's the keyboard warriors. But just
sir.
And the cool thing is, though, if you don't like what we say or you don't like our fucking show, don't listen, don't follow, unsubscribe. Like, there's so many great shows out there. We're not begging for you. We're not begging for something. Like, we don't give a shit. We can have one caller or 30. I honestly don't give a fuck. I just want to have fun. If you don't like it, don't listen. Simple as that.
But when you start going for personal attacks and stuff like that, man,
bro,
you're stepping over the
I have
boundaries.
like 4 guys, dude, that are just like they've crossed every line. And I'm like, dude, this is just crazy. Like, get a life, get a clue, get a girlfriend, get a dog, get a hobby, something,
But you know what's so crazy, Tyson? If they saw you in person, they wouldn't say a fucking word. And the best thing for them to do is not say a fucking word because, you know what I'm saying, your ground attack is a motherfucker. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
But you know what the funny thing is, though? But this is the reason why I'm like, I understand how this works. I mean, we're all good friends with Fireman Ed, and I know a lot of people that, oh, fuck Ed, fuck this, fuck that. Dude, I know these people personally. The minute they see him, oh my God, yo, Ed, can I get a picture real quick, bro? Can we do this? Can we do a chant? Like, they change it like that. Like, they get exposed. Like, wait a minute. I'm like, you just, like, I think 2 weeks ago, you ripped the shit out of me. You said you hate the guy. He's a fraud. The minute you see him, now you love him. You want a picture. You want to get his autograph. It's like, people are funny, man. It's funny as shit.
The same reason Fireman Ed said he stopped doing this shit because people were, the situation he had, in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just bullshit. Like, people like, your life is, listen, he goes out his way to do this shit for, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to say something right. I'm going to say something about you in primetime. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what primetime does for a living, but you know what I'm saying? If you really know what primetime does for a living, if you really knew what he did and how much he gives, or if you really realize how much Tyson does a fucking day, bro, you understand this man is up like 6 in the fucking morning till fucking 12 at night every fucking day. This man runs. This man does for his family. This man takes care of his mom and his pops all profusely. Plus he trains, bro. You have no fucking clue. And he does fucking 10 shows a week. Primetime coaches, bro. I'm not even gonna get into what kind of guy Primetime is, man. But if you knew who you were talking to, you would really shut the fuck up and get you a life, man. Find you something to do. Get you a girl, rub on the breast, do something. You know what I'm saying? Get you a life. That's the fucking problem with people who hide behind. Yeah, it's hoe shit, bro. I don't even entertain that sucker shit, bro, because I got a zero tolerance for dumb shit, and I'll smack the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm being real, which is a whole new format. I'm 6'8", 370. I'll choke the dog shit out your ass. Be real with you. So.
But
anyway.
The whole thing is, like, the whole goal is to give everybody a platform to talk and have a good time and shit like this. And, like, the last, 2 weeks, I'm telling you, like, I've seen things, dude, where I'm like, whoa, like, there's nothing remotely acceptable about this. There's nothing cool about it. It's not tolerable.
No, it's not,
and, like, primetime is way too classy. And, like, we're all, like, I can handle so much shit, but a lot of people are crossing the line now, and it's so not fucking cool. So, just so you know, if you want to continue to do it, you're going to be called out, you're going to be exposed, and it's not going to make you look very good. So we'll leave it at that. We will go to our good friend, our music director, Elias. What's up, man?
Elias,
what's going on, guys? How you guys doing?
Yo, Tyler, good, bro. How you doing, man? I'm doing good, bro. Yo, love.
I gotta say something, Tyson. I know you hate the Darnold toss, but I gotta bring up one thing. I'm in a Instagram comment battle with this guy because this is what Jets fans like to do. They like to make the Ryan Tannehill comparison, and then I like making a different comparison. Josh Rosen. You think the Cardinals regret moving on from him? No.
No, sir. No, sir.
I mean, guy, I told him, what about the Cardinals? They're not mad that they moved on from him. And they're like, well, they have the number 1 pick, so, if we had the number 1 pick, it would be different. And next year we can draft the kid from USC. Okay, is he better than Zach Wilson? Probably not. Zach Wilson's pretty freaking awesome. I mean, I've been watching him a bunch. Dude's a stud. And I mean, I just had to get that off my chest. I need to say one more thing too about the whole Tannehill thing. So I was thinking about this earlier. People like to use that, but it's the prime example of my point. He needs a change of scenery. He needs somewhere else. Think about this. If you're in school, like I'm in high school, so if I have a class and I have a tough unit and I do bad on the test, let's say I flunked the test or something, do I want to learn the entire unit all over again, retake the test while the other class is going on, or just move on, get a fresh start? obviously I just want to get a fresh start. You know what I'm saying? So it makes no sense to me. I mean, I'm getting pretty sick and tired of this, but the Sam Darnold defenders won't stop. So I got to bring my takes, man. And also, not respect to that first caller, but drafting Penei Sewell, he's not a right tackle. He's a left. I used to think, oh, well, you can just move him over. No, I mean, just think about it. I would play football, but if you pretend to play tackle, it's a bit different when you're doing it from the right side or the left side. So, I mean, I don't get that either. But what do you guys think?
What it is his foot placement, his hand placement, his first step.
Exactly.
That's all important as a left tackle. So switching him up like that, it's going to be really, really hard. But don't get me wrong, he's talented enough to do it, or Big Ticket is as well. But I just think that if they plan on keeping Sam, I think you move back from the pick, man. You get more picks, you fill more holes, and I think that would make a better team. I think also, but I feel like we should move on as well. I just think, and I don't know, and I'm kind of telling you, man, like, I was really on the Zach Wilson, like, I really, like, okay, I'm cool with Zach Wilson, just watching his tape, man. But Justin Fields, man, I don't know. This kid just checks all the fucking boxes, bro. Like, and I know I was on his case for a while, but this kid is kid is really fucking talented, bro. He is really talented.
I think Fields has slightly a bit more upside. It just seems like the guys who've been really working out, like the Josh Allens, the Justin Herberts, who everyone has so much doubts about them coming in, they seem, the ones with a ton of upside, once they're able to hit that upside, they're good. I just prefer Wilson just because he goes through his progressions a lot better. I think it's a bit exaggerated with Wilson going through one read or, only walking on one read. A lot of it is the offense, but it's very true when I watch him, especially if you get the view, it's pointed at the quarterback. You can tell that he's kind of just staring down the first read. It happens a little too often for my taste. Can you coach him out of it? Sure. I just think Wilson, he's a more pro-ready player, and I think the upsides are similar enough. That's why I would go Wilson. But, I mean, arm strength, it's very close. Mobility, Fields probably gets the edge, but it's not too far apart. They're both phenomenal. I'd be happy with both. I give the slight edge to Wilson. You know what I'm saying?
But this thing about Wilson and his going through his quick progressions. This kid had an offensive line where he got like 5 or 6 seconds to throw the fucking football. That's what you got to look at as well. You got to see if this guy ever got pressure and what happens, how he handled pressure. This guy had a really good line. I'm not going to knock him for having a good line, but it also, he had a lot of times to go through his progressions. So if you having the pass rush and stuff like that, well, I want to see how this kid reacts to pressure and being under pressure. That's what
Well, if you watch
a really
the plays that he is under pressure, he handles it well. I mean, there's plays where he's under pressure and he shortens up his release.
Is it lesser teams though? But is it lesser talent they're playing against though? Like, you know what I'm saying? We're looking at.
Does it matter? Hold on a second. Wait.
Bro.
So now it's the quality of pressure.
Bro.
If there's a guy blitzing him, does it matter if he's from Clemson or fucking Idaho? The guy blitzing him. How do you handle it?
We're talking about Alabama.
What the fuck are we talking about here?
And we're talking about Alabama's defense. And we're talking about bumfuck Steve's defense. It's a big difference, Tyson. It's a way big difference.
No, it's just.
I'm pretty sure San Diego State had a really high-rated defense, and he
but no,
played
it's
really
not
well
even that.
against
It's the pocket collapses. How does he handle it? It doesn't matter who's creating the pocket collapse. It's collapsing. As a quarterback, what do you do with it? Do you run out and throw a strike? Do you fucking shit your pants and fall down? What do you do? So it doesn't really. To me, it's not. It's just the game situation itself. How does he handle it?
I mean, but if he hasn't had a lot of those. If he hasn't had a lot of that, Tyson, like Justin Fields, he played against some of the best defense in the country, and he's done it for the last 2 years straight back. I mean, that has to factor into your decision when you evaluate these quarterbacks. You have to. Like, okay, if you put Justin Fields on BYU, the motherfucker would have threw for 100 touchdowns, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then if you put Zach Wilson on Ohio State, what does he do?
I mean, that's the point.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the point.
Yep.
That's the point.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of the competition level argument. I just look more towards not who's the best player right now, who's going to project better to the future. There's a reason guys like Sam Ellinger or someone are going to be undrafted free agents. Like, yeah, they can play in college all they want, but their game's not going to translate to the next level. And I think Wilson's game translates better to the next level. Not saying that Fields doesn't.
No. Hold on, no. You're correct because listen, what it comes down to is this. They're going to pick the best quarterback to run their system. Listen, I got a degree in electronics, right? When I got out of college, the first job I got, they didn't give a fuck about what I knew, bro. They was going to train me to do it the way they wanted me to do it, period. That's what happens. So they're going to get the best quarterback that fits their fucking system. So if it's Zach Wilson, then he fits their system well. If it's Sam, then he fits their system well. If it's Fields, he fits the system they want to run. Yes, sir.
Does James Morgan fit this system?
I mean, hey, I'm gonna be Tyson. I'm gonna be real honest with you.
He's like the complete opposite.
No, listen. I'm gonna be real honest with you, right? And this is I'm dead ass serious, right? I have never seen James Morgan throw a fucking football. Yeah, listen, I have never seen James Morgan throw a pass for the New York Jets. I have never seen it. I've not seen it. If anybody's seen that,
you better hope you don't.
Please send me the tape ASAP. But I've never seen him throw a pass for the Jets ever.
Unbelievable.
So
just like our old coach Deuce said, if you've seen that practice, you'll get blown away, man. I mean, we had the best practice team in football for a reason.
We had the best practice team in football, but we never showed up on Sundays. Yeah, bullshit, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. But like I said, man, I mean, so how do you feel about what he's done for agency? I mean, how do you feel? What do you like about what's been done so far?
I like it, man. I'd probably give it like a B. Like I wouldn't give. Some people are saying A. I think that's crazy because I think he could have addressed the offensive line a bit better. I don't get why fans are complaining about that dude from the Chargers. He's going to be a depth signing that he probably never plays.
A bit better? Fuck, a bit better? He could have fucking addressed it entirely. He just fucking, he blew the offensive line.
Yeah, I mean,
what we said about the guy from the Chargers?
Yeah, I don't get why fans are complaining about us signing him because you just pray you don't see him. I mean, you'd like to get a starter, but
wait a minute, what? Hold on a second. No. I'm not. See, Tyrone, I have to roast him now. I have to. I have no choice.
Here we go.
I can't believe you just said that. Go ahead.
You just said
he's a high school. Be easy. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think I might have. No, fuck that. No.
So you just said the guy that we just signed at a position in need. Fuck it, don't worry about him. Let's hope he doesn't have to play. We're trying to address holes with guys with depth, that guys that actually can fill holes. So that your point saying this is actually a bad signing. It's actually a mistake by Douglas. Because we don't want to waste.
No, it's a depth move. You don't hope that your offensive line gets hurt. That's the point that he has to play. I'm just saying, don't freak out when you're signing a guy to no money to be a depth signing. Fans are saying, "Oh, this was an F. Why the hell are we doing this?" That's what I'm trying to say, man. I mean, I'm confident that we'll eventually get someone. I don't think Trey Turner's out there. He's terrible last year. Cool.
I'm confident they're going to address the line too. But to say, "Oh, fuck it, the guy sucks anyway. Let's hope he doesn't play." No, let's sign better players.
Well, let me ask you a question, brother. So why did Kansas City lose the Super Bowl? Because their starting two left tackles wasn't in the game. You understand what I'm saying? So the guys they had behind the guys.
Not even that, but Tyron, this is deeper than that. Like this isn't the level of Thuney and Lindsley. You're looking at depth quality signings, and of all the fucking free agents out there, they decided to get this guy who is statistically one of the worst centers in football and could play guard. I mean, it doesn't give you a warm, fuzzy feeling, dude. And for Elias,
that's why I'm saying he doesn't get an A because he didn't address the line. I'm saying fans are saying he gets an A for this offseason. I think that's crazy.
I don't give a fuck what the grades are. Listen, I don't give a shit. Like a grade in March doesn't mean a goddamn thing to me. I can give a fuck what. I'm sure they gave Joe Douglas an A last year too for upgrading the offensive line and everything else. How'd that work out for us? And they probably gave him an A for Perryman over Anderson. How'd that work out for us? I don't care about grades. The only thing I'm looking at is all these offensive linemen that have been available. The one guy that he put his name on is this this guy that doesn't really give you a real positive feeling, which is going to put a lot more premium on the draft where he's got to nail it down because we have holes. Unless he signs somebody else, next 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not saying I'm happy about it. I'm just saying that fans shouldn't be pissed off about that we signed a guy to no money to be a depth signing.
Well, I mean, fans are mad because the expectations were to upgrade the offensive line through free agency in the draft. He didn't do it through free agency for whatever reason. Whether he believes in McGovern, Fant, Lewis, Van Roten, whatever it is, or the fits weren't right, or he's counting on the draft. I understand the fans that aren't happy about it. It's concerning because, we look at the stats from last year. We watched a lot of these guys play. They didn't play all that well. And now they're saying, okay, maybe it's the offense. Maybe this scheme's a better fit for these guys. We have no idea. So it's like a work in progress. But I'm not going to just say, hey, you know what? We signed a little money. Who cares? It's only little money. No, make good signings.
But let me ask you a question, though, man. Can you still sign players all the way up to the start of the season?
Of course.
Exactly. So why is everybody tripping the fuck out when we still got time, bro? Like that.
No, we're not tripping out. But we're not tripping out. But
no.
the time, the point, he was just kind of sign like, no big deal. Hope he doesn't play. Fuck that. I want the most bang for my buck with every player.
But this guy,
yeah, but
you
if
don't
you're
even
getting
know
a
what's
depth
going to happen.
guard, you're not gonna. If the guy's a great player, he's going to be a starter. I mean, bench guys are bench guys for a reason because they're not starting caliber.
But you don't want a major drop off though. You say, okay, fuck it, he's a depth guy. Let's hope he doesn't play. And then when he does play and gets your quarterback killed, guess what that's called? That's called a really bad signing. Thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
All right, man. Absolutely.
Have a good day.
All right, bro. Take care of yourself, bro. Have a good one.
I think we've fought with every caller so far. I'm not sure what happened here, but it starts
out
all right.
That sounds like the old Tyson that I know.
I
think you too, Prime Time. Don't you come in my conversation.
I think you fought with every caller. What's up, Prime Time?
What's going on? I heard some fighting going on at the start of the show. I couldn't chime in, but I didn't hear what it was about. I figured it was probably Sam Darnold, so I probably wasn't missing much.
Yo, you know what's
we
about
fought with a guy in London.
London. He called from the pond. He said,
I'm sure London appreciates Sam Darnold.
No, we got to argue with him. We've argued with him too.
Oh,
shit. Listen, and Tyson was like, look, man, you know what? I was going to be nice to you, but when you say shit like that, fuck it, you got to get it, bro. It is what it is.
But Prime
Time.
I got a question for Prime Time.
Go ahead.
What are your thoughts on the Rankin signing?
You don't want to know my thoughts on free agent. Nobody wants to know my thoughts on free agency because nobody wants to hear it. Because we don't want to hear the truth about what Joe Douglas is doing right now, which is that he's not adding building blocks. Save me all the Band-Aids and everything else, which is fine. I get it. He's going to build through the draft. I'm cool with that. I like that approach. But to not take advantage of the $80 million and try to add more building blocks, especially like you just said on the offensive line, how's nobody from like the top 8 to 10 guys that went off the board in free agency and a couple trades, how were none of them targeted by Douglas? Not one. That was your number one priority. We've been saying it for months. You got to address the offensive line in addition to the draft with free agency. And so, yeah, I get it. He's, signed a lot of low risk, high reward guys. Rankins is another one. He's had some injuries the last couple of years. Did have 8 sacks in 2018. So I get it. He's a high upside guy. But I mean, if we're talking about building this team through the draft and not through free agency, well, we signed about 6-7 players already for pretty decent money that are all going to be on the field. So these guys are ultimately taking playing time away from your young rookie players. And if we were going to, again, if we were signing anybody, why not on offense so that the young players can kind of learn from Saleh and he can mold them? That was what I thought the approach was going to be.
But what if he, what if he, you know what I'm saying, he's going to do the line through the draft, though, Prime Time, so you don't actually know that.
But why go into the draft relying on needing 2 starters? And that's my point. It's one thing if you're talking about taking a guy at 2 and 23. I keep hearing the mention of DeBrickashaw and Mangles. If you're taking a lineman, like Sewell at 2 and another one at 23, all right, fine. I don't think that's going to be the plan, though. So if you're talking about trying to find 2 guards at, pick 23 and then another one in round 3 or something like that, I think that's asking a lot. I'm not depending on that, whether it's Sam Darnold, who's been getting his ass beat for the last 3 years, or a rookie quarterback and, not going down that path of what we did to Darnold. There was no reason for us to try to take that chance this deep into free. I know it's only a week, but a lot of top linemen have gone off the board. So why are we depending on, somebody getting cut or, somebody signing at a value deal or, getting 2 rookie go out and overspend and get one of the top linemen. That is the number one thing that I'm pissed off about. I can appreciate some of the other signings, but none of them really moved the needle enough for me. This offseason was about building around your quarterback and guaranteeing his success. And to this point, can we say that Douglas has done that? I don't think so.
So I got a question for you. Are you surprised that there's no former 49ers on a team right now?
I actually am, yeah. Because all the talk, again, once we hired Saleh, is that everybody, from San Francisco especially, they loved playing for him, and they were going to want to, follow him. And I'm very surprised that, in the same token, that Douglas hasn't wanted to overpay for a guy or two just to kind of bring that knowledge over. Some guys that could be leaders, like a Sherman or somebody like that. I don't know if he wants to come here. I know that's also part of the game. But, yeah, I mean, between Kerry Hyder today especially, some of these guys I thought would have been good fits, especially in the backfield also. Kevin Coleman, Jarek McKinnon I like. Very surprising to this point that nobody's come over yet.
Well, Prime Time, I got a question. Prime Time. What guard did you see in free agency that he should have really targeted? And we're not talking about Thuney because Thuney didn't want to come in. So, I mean.
Well, here's my issue. Has there been one player on offense that has turned down the most money from the Jets? It's one thing to speculate, again, whether or not a guy would have came here or not. Maybe they had the early indications that Thuney wasn't coming here, fine. But make him turn down maximum offer. And if he does, that right away that, he's not going to accept $80 million from us. His heart is setting on going to the Chiefs. All right, fine. Then you turn to plan B, whether that's Kevin Zeitler. He signed 3 years, $22 million with the Ravens. You offer him 3 years, $27 million. He just played in New York. I'm sure he wouldn't mind staying here. So you make the offer, maximum dollar. If he turns it down, okay, you go to plan C. Is that, trading for, a fifth-round pick for Gabe Jackson? What is it? How is it that 8, 9, 10 guys have all gone off the board between free agency and trades, and we haven't been willing to overspend on one of them with the luxury of $80 million? That's what doesn't make any sense to me. So, I know there's some guys like Trey Turner still out there. I get it, we could go through the draft, but to not, be willing to overspend on one of these guys at least, it's baffling to me.
All right. Next up is Max and Allen Park. What's up, Max?
What's up, Max?
What's up, boys? So, I want to go back to Tyson's anti-bullying campaign. Why is everybody hating on my boy Feeney? He's got a greasy mullet, a nice porn stash from the 80s. I mean, this guy could be a spokesperson.
He definitely can't be. He definitely can't be a center. That's for sure.
That mullet is definitely different, bro. That mullet is definitely different.
All jokes aside, I am with Primetime here. I am extremely disappointed that we did not address the offensive line really in any way through free agency. I'd rather be going out into the draft just looking to get skill players and hopefully a quarterback. But it's frustrating because, I mean, maybe we bring in Trey Turner or, another guy, but all those top names disappeared real quick. I thought we would have had a good shot at Zeitler. We came out of it with not much. So I'm hoping that at number 2, at least we go for quarterback. I know everyone's hyped up about Zach Wilson and he's got graded him higher than Trevor Lawrence, which I think is ridiculous, but I'm on the Justin Fields train still. The guy ran a 4.41 40. He's got a cannon for an arm, and if we can coach him up, I mean, that's a dangerous offense. That's where the NFL is going. What do you guys thoughts on that?
Tyrone?
Nah, I mean, I'm telling you, man, I'm really starting to look at Fields a whole lot, bro. I'm not.
Tyron, let's just cut to the chase here because I want definitive answers. Do you currently want Fields over Wilson?
Right now, yes, I do.
Woo!
I do. Yeah, I do.
We gotta cut that tape prime time.
Yeah, I do. Nah, I mean,
it changes every week. First Darnold was the best.
Hey,
last week it was Wilson. Now it's Fields. I'm struggling to keep up here.
Wilson's release is sexy. I mean,
listen,
Wilson's quick release, it is beautiful to watch. But
I understand that. I know. I mean, I just think that, Phil's body of work is a little stronger for me. If I'm going to go with a guy that I feel that is going to come in and start right now, I'd rather go with him. Don't get me wrong. Wilson's a fucking beast, bro. His tape and his kid is amazing. And his anticipation of his throws are beautiful. But, I'm just being real. That's just who I want. I don't give a fuck who our quarterback is because I'm going to support him regardless. You know what I'm saying?
No. Don't give us that shit. No. When you take your guy, you're claiming your guy now. Now he's your guy. You can't say, I'll support anybody. You're going to support your boy now. So now you got another, prime time, another 5 weeks. You got to support Justin Fields now.
Nah, I'll switch up, baby. I don't mind walking.
Yeah.
I'll take the hit. I'll take the hit. Fuck it. I'll take the hit.
I'm with you, Tyrone. You know what? Whoever they get, hopefully, it's one of the two. They get it at the second pick. I'd be happy with. I mean,
Max, I'm going to give you a newsflash. You want to hear a newsflash? I'm going to save you all the headache.
Go ahead.
On Friday, the whole conversation about quarterback will change. I guarantee you.
Yes, sir. Oh, after the pro day, believe that.
Yep.
No, I got a question.
Hey, Sam Darnold had a great pro day too, didn't he?
I got a question for you.
That was years ago. That was in the rain.
That's true.
So who
makes it even better?
Tyson? Fields or Wilson? Who are you picking?
Me? I'm going to wait till the pro day before I make my determination. I'm not an expert like yourself.
I'm not an expert. You're a
like
politician, bro. You're a politician. You're being a politician right now.
I have to watch.
Absolutely.
See, Max. Max, what I have to do, unlike Tyrone, I like to gather all my information and make an educated decision. I don't want to speak out of emotion. I want to speak out of intelligence. So I will watch the pro days and then, provide my assessment.
Listen, go back to that Clemson game.
You see that?
Ohio State, Clemson. Fields put that team on his back.
Listen, I like Fields. I kept saying, if that was his last game of the season, if he ended it after beating Trevor Lawrence, everybody would be like, he's no doubt the second pick in the draft. Unfortunately, he played Alabama all banged up and didn't play as well because for a variety of reasons, and that kind of got people kind of sour on him.
And they still put up like 28 points in that game. There's just the problem no one decided to cover Devontae Smith.
Key point, he played Alabama, so that's what it was.
Yep. So, Max, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you, boys.
Have a good night, bro.
The Tyrone made it official tonight. Justin Fields bandwagon it is. You and Steve.
And Tyson ducked the punch. Wow.
No, I didn't duck the punch. No.
Wow.
Well, listen, first of all,
I'm going to wait for
Tyrone,
my pro day. No. Why do I got to make
understand.
Decisions and your ass just take your time? Well, I'm going to the pro day.
Because listen, you're right. I learned how to slip punches, duck punches. This is what we do here in New Jersey. We understand how it rolls. So you're new to the game right now, so you fell into the trap. Primetime is probably shaking his head right now and be like, yep, he fell right into the trap.
I'm actually going to give Tyrone credit, though. He put his name by somebody. I respect that.
Yeah, for this week. What are the chances it changes by Tuesday?
Don't worry about it.
Better than even.
In 3 weeks, this tape will be disappearing, baby. Don't even worry
better odds on Trey Lance being his next guy. I think that's the only one he hasn't. I said best odds on Trey Lance probably being your next guy. That's the only one you haven't covered yet.
Listen. I'm going to tell you this. When I say Matt Jones, kick me off the fucking show. I'm done.
Yeah, I will. We'll hang up on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be dead air. Complete dead air. Be like, where'd Tyrone go? Oh, he's off the show. He's gone. That's it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, why would he do? He took Matt Jones. Oh, no, man. Yeah, absolutely. Fuck Tyrone. Don't call the show no more, dumbass.
Yeah, we'll put you on the Imposter Let's Talk Jets radio show. There's one of those clown shows out there.
Hey, look, man. You know what happens, bro? Is you absolutely, you know what I'm saying? Listen, and I'm gonna tell you this, man. Imitation is the best thing next to flattery, bro. And I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Because all this negative attention, man. We're being nice, man. You better be lucky we're being nice.
We get hit, dude. We get hit from every area, dude. Like we hit from every angle. There's somebody just taking shots. Like, goddamn. Yeah. We drink beer, we talk football, that's it. And everybody wants just to fuck with us, and it's fine though. And the funny thing is, the guy's like, if they want to take it up with me, fuck you. What do you take up what, dude? I can give a shit about you and your little fake ass fucking podcast. I can give a rat's ass. Like, if you want to take it up with me, I don't even give your fuck. I don't fucking care. Like, we're not on like ESPN or some goddamn radio network. I don't care. Jesus Christ.
Shit. Oh shit.
So we're gonna go. This show has been. This is what this show's been crazy long. We're gonna bring an athlete who can calm us all down. we'll get Afram will bring us all back down to reality and keep us calm.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Afternoon.
Good
Hey,
evening, gentlemen. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm liking what's going on with the Jets. To be honest with you, we're not taking the sexy picks, but we're taking the picks that they feel is necessary for their team. That's how I'm looking at it. I learned a long time ago you can't get angry for what you can't control. So you go with the flow and see what happens. But
what kind of take is that?
That's the way I am, man.
No, Afram, no.
Yeah.
No. So
I can't control. No. I can't get mad for what I can't control.
So then, as a fan, you're just like, thank you. Can I have another? You have no opinion. You can't be happy, sad, mad. You're just like, all right.
I said, but I did say I like his picks. I like what he did. I like what he's done. But I'm saying you can't get always angry at everything. It's not going to change anything.
Your level of concern about the offensive line right now.
From what I was researching, I think Tooney was the only one that he was trying to go after. He was not in the market. He kind of knew he was not going to be in the market for Lindsey. I don't think he wanted to spend that much. And these other guys, I don't think he wants to go with older players. As you can see, he only takes the one-year players, the older players that are 28, 29. I don't even think he has 129, as doing a one-year contract. He's staying with the youth. And I think that whatever's left, he doesn't feel is any better than what's in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So start with youth. I think he just wants to build with youth, and he's doing that. And I got to trust him on that.
Tyrone?
Or do you want me to? No. What I wanted to say is this, though. I mean, because I kind of agree to a point. You know what I'm saying? I'm not overly, I'm not overly tripping on the offensive line right now because it's still early. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, I knew, I wanted Thuney, but Tyson, you said it a couple of weeks ago, Thuney wasn't coming here, bro. You said that, bro. You said there was no chance he was coming here. And I took a flyer on game. I took a couple flyers on a couple of guys just to get one in. I don't want to go in and draft with two guard spots that need to be filled because we definitely need to upgrade on what we had. I think the biggest problem last year was our interior line. That was the biggest issue that we had.
What
do you think, Tom? Yeah. So
well, no, I mean, that was my plan all along, is that you have at least one major addition on the offensive line in free agency, and then you still draft two guys in the mid round, and then you have those two guys along with Cameron Clark and Feeney or whatever other cheap vet you want to add. All those guys can compete for your other starting spot in addition to having some depth. As of right now, you're looking at potentially going into the draft needing two starting options, and I think that's a risky game to play.
No, I agree with you, but it's been done before, and I think I sent Tyson two examples. The 2015 Patriots put 3 rookies on the front line. I find that it was Brady behind them, but Brady's not a mobile quarterback, so he got sacked 38 times that year, which is quite a bit. I mean, but you also had Deshaun Jackson got sacked 49 times this past season. Guys get sacked, but they did, and they turned out to be good players. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do if you're rebuilding.
No, listen, I get it that it's been done. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying with $80 million going into free agency, I don't see why it was a risk that we needed to take.
I know you keep mentioning 80, but it was actually he started with $68 million. He hasn't cut anybody off of that list because I don't think he's going to cut anyone until June 1st. And we also could look at June 1st because there'll be a lot of guys cut on the June 1st cut because it's a lot cheaper for them to cut guys in June 1st. So we really don't know what's going to happen down the line. I think he's going to definitely go offensive line in the draft. It's heavy in offensive guard, and it's heavy in pass rush, and I think it's also somewhat heavy in secondary. I think the only position.
The idea that,
go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like what you said about signing guys after June 1st, that's where I thought some of these one-year deals were going to come into play. Like some of the guys that we already signed, is Keelan Cole worth $5.5 million? Is Sheldon Rankins coming off injuries the last couple of years? Is he worth $8+ million? Like those are the moves that I question more than anything. Because I thought, yes, there would be a lot of one-year deals, but they would come for a lot cheaper, probably after June 1st and things like that, and they'd be more aggressive in this first wave, especially on the O-line.
Well, we haven't seen Rankin's contract yet because it says up to $17 million, so we don't know exactly how much it is, and we don't even know.
It's 2 years and we can get out in one, though, from my understanding.
That's true. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's the way how he structures his contract. And we also got to keep in mind also we got a bunch of picks next year. It's not like we're winning everything this year. We got a bunch of picks next year. So, we can really get a youthful and strong. But I'm liking what he's doing. As far as Feeney was strong coming out of Indiana, but he was a guard. He started off as a guard. I think the Chargers just threw him in as center because I think they lost their center. I wasn't sure what happened in that situation. But he's played all three positions. So as a backup, he can play all three positions, which is good to have, considering, the amount of injuries. Now, we hope that they don't fall into that same situation this year, especially since he's focusing on a major conditioning program. He's hired 4 doctors and this whole thing they're doing is really, the more I read about it, it's phenomenal. It's just how much he's focusing on making sure, giving these guys a much better chance of staying on the field and staying off the field. So, I mean, he has a plan in mind. It's not catered to many other people's plan, but it's his plan. We have to live with it. We have to go with it as a fan. That's how I'm looking at it. As far as anything else, I'd like the Corey Davis pick. I think it fit perfect in the scheme because if you look further with Corey Davis, 77% of his catches were within 10 to 20 yards, which is what they want. And with their scheme, they want quick throws in and then yak behind it. So you want the guy. I don't think they're shooting for the big deep bomb every time, because you could see they didn't hire anyone with exceptional speed. I mean, they have good speed.
Oh, they got Jeff
burner.
Smith and Vincent Smith, man. Come on, man. We got burners everywhere.
But I'm thinking that they're going by what they feel is best fit. As you take with Seattle, Joe has shown me he's not loyal to past history because he didn't even interview Martindale or Peterson. So I think he's going in and telling the guys, look, if you're going to catch guys from you want guys from San Francisco, you better make sure that these guys are guys that are going to fit your system based on here, not because you like them or you have a loyalty towards them. So.
Yeah, but Ephraim, like usually every head coach brings in 2 or 3 guys to help implement his program, implement whatever side of the ball he features. Like Rex brought in like Jim Leonard and Bart Scott and all those guys. Like I'm surprised. I'll be completely honest. I'm quite surprised that there's not some of these guys like Hyder, the safety. Quan Williams out there. A lot of these guys, like I thought for sure some of these guys would be coming here, and none of them are coming here. It's surprising. It really is.
Still early. It's still early because some of those guys are still there waiting. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell anyone. It's not. I don't see it happening. And I said that slight thing that on the call. I don't think Sherman's coming. I think he's just.
Nope.
I think maybe he'd be asking too much, and Douglas is not going to pay that much for a 32 or 31, whatever he is, year old. But I like what he's done. They talked about they're in talks with Juju. Juju went back to Pittsburgh, and he had more money coming to him from the Chiefs. And my take is why he didn't go to the Chiefs, because he couldn't accumulate stats on the Chiefs as much as he can accumulate.
He wouldn't be king of the castle
on Pittsburgh. Exactly, because he did 1 year because he's still 24, 25. He knows he can get a big contract out of that, especially if he dominates with the Steelers. He wouldn't dominate with the Chiefs. There's just too many targets there. So he would just be he'd be what Cole is to us. He'd be the fourth receiver in a sense. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy, and I respect Primetime's take. Believe me, I'm not faulting for that.
Listen, man. If you're happy, we're happy. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? Have a good night. Thanks for calling in.
You take care, all of you. Be well.
Have a good night, man.
All right, too, bro.
See, even we argue with him too. See what Tyrone, what you started. We're arguing with everybody tonight.
Nah, that's you. That ain't me.
That might have been a first.
I mean, it is what it is, man. Like, at some point, we got to just start calling out things and not be so nice anymore. I mean, prime time's always nice. Tyrone's always nice.
I haven't been nice in a month, so.
This is true. We're going to go to Travis from Long Island. Travis, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How are you this evening?
All right, good. Travis, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. I really wanted to just touch on, the thing that Tyson spoke about earlier with guys bringing a lot of vitriol and hate to your guys' platform, whether it's on YouTube or social media, and then he kind of told the story about Fireman Ed. Really, these guys are fans that, maybe their feelings were hurt because you guys didn't read their super chat or you couldn't get them on the stream fast enough, whatever it is. But they're just fans in cheap clothing. Don't pay no attention to any of that garbage. You guys are by far some of the best content creators when it comes to, not just Jets, but sports, in general on YouTube. And I appreciate what y'all do. And I just wanted to say that before I discussed anything else.
No, Travis, no, it's completely cool. I think, listen, like it's all fun and games. We like that fun. Listen, anybody control anybody. I understand how social media works. But some of the shit the last 2 weeks, man, it's like, come on, man. It's crossing the line, and it's not fucking cool. And I'm telling you, dude, I have no people call people out. I will fucking quote tweet your shit and expose the shit out of you and make you look like a fool. And it's just no need for it, man. We're all trying to have fun, drink beer, and argue football. No need to get personal shit, man. It's just not. It's not fun. It's not cool. It's not acceptable. It's just bullshit. So
what's on your mind about? Most of that's probably coming from anonymous people. Basically, I wanted to discuss free agency hits and misses. A lot of people have been calling in, and Tyson, you've spoken about patience and stuff like that. But I'm kind of on Prom's side when it comes to how he looked at free agency. I wasn't expecting to get Thuney, but when you look at some of the guys that went on cheap deals that we could have got, that could have been some game changers at a decent age that we missed on, it's just unacceptable. Hassan Riddick goes for $1 year and $8 million over to Carolina. I mean, we could have afforded that contract and got a decently aged pass rusher to kind of put on the line with what we're building now. Gerald Everett goes for $1 year and $6 million. A tight end that's 26, 27 years old, can block and can stretch the field. We need a tight end. They're hard to find in the draft. On top of, obviously, the offensive line, we just didn't address it at all. Zeitler could have been a steal. I understand his age and stuff, but sometimes you need a veteran presence on a team that's young, and he could have been one of those guys. So I don't understand the love for Joe Douglas. To me, he hasn't done anything. He's an Adam Gase guy, and look at who Adam Gase is. And I'm worried about him putting all the eggs in the basket of the draft, and he's only shown that he can pick in the first and second rounds. I mean, what do you guys think? I just don't understand the love fest for JD. I don't get it. I'm worried. I'm genuinely worried.
Completely agree with you, dude. I'm all about building through the draft, but he still has to actually prove that he could do that. And I'm with you, with the offensive line, it's just baffling that, one of those, top guys wasn't a priority. Even if you weren't going to get Thuney, have your plan B, plan C ready to go, be willing to overspend on somebody. We talked for months about how the quarterback's got to be the priority. Don't do the same thing to either your rookie or to Darnold coming back in year 4 that you've done the last 3 years. Guaranteed that you're going to have a running game, play actions, all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, that's just baffling. And even some of the other signings, it's like, did we actually find good value when you compare some of the deals that we signed to, some of the other guys that got signed around the league? Like Gerard Davis, $5.5 million. Jayon Brown, he got less from the Titans, and he's a more proven player at linebacker, I think. Marcus May, he's getting $10.5 million. You could have got Anthony Harris and Keanu Neal combined for that price. Keenan Cole making $5.5 million, and you got Rashad Higgins that signed for $2.5 or less than $2.5. So even some of those, those low-risk, high-reward deals, I thought were a little bit expensive. Rankins, too. I don't know what the structure is going to be with his contract, but 2 years, $17 million is not cheap at a position that, you got Quentin Williams and you got Foley and Shepard on the final year of their rookie contracts also. So I'm a little surprised with a lot of these moves.
Yeah, but hold on. But do you buy into the notion that maybe the Jets, even with Saleh as head coach, aren't exactly a ideal place to play right now if you're looking for a one-year deal when you want to maximize your value and your potential?
I mean, you've signed a number of guys. It's not like players aren't taking their money. Carl Lawson had no problem taking the money. Corey Davis took the Jets' money. I think again, how many players, especially on the offensive side, though, have turned down a Jets offer that have been reported? I haven't heard one name on the offensive side that's turned down a max offer from the Jets.
Yeah, but I'm curious when it comes to Carl Lawson and Corey Davis, were we the highest bidders for them? It's not like they said, you know what, I want to come to Jets.
And that's my point, though. Like, if you're the highest bidder, more likely than not, you'll get the guy. I know there's other cases like Juju and Tooney where, players were set on going somewhere else. Keanu Neal, he wanted to go to Dallas. You're going to have players like that. But, again, like to not have a list of, 5 guys and none of them would want to come here if you gave them the best offer, I find that very hard to believe. And there's nothing that's been reported that the Jets were the highest bidder on any of these guys.
But, like, say Keanu Neal, for example. He went to Dallas instead of here. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say really quick that at this point we may need to DM the Jets Tyrone's phone number directly, because if he's 6'8", 370, we need to put him on the fucking line. Because, he might be better than anything we got right now. I'm getting serious. If Tyrone's 6'8", 370, we got to put him in guard.
Travis, here's the problem. But Travis, here's the problem. The Jets can't afford Tyrone. That's the problem. He's already pricing stuff out. He's ready to go to Chiefs or some shit.
Hey, listen. Joe D cut the check, baby. But listen, I'm gonna tell you what. I will say one point you made, man. That's really, really kind of got to me, bro. When you said that your boy had went to Carolina. Like, that's a pass rusher for $8 million, bro, who was a proven pass rusher that I think he should have went after. That's the thing that gets me right there. Is moves like that, I have a problem with. Not going after a cornerback, I have a problem. What's my man named in Pittsburgh that just got cut?
Yeah.
No, Steven Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson. Yo, bro, listen. You should definitely be on the phone with him. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, I didn't want to give the contract the Giants gave Jackson. I didn't want to give a contract that big. I think he has some off the field issues. Is that right, Primetime? With Jackson from Tennessee?
I'm not sure.
But the Giants, I'll leave that for next show. The Giant stuff is.
Do you guys believe in JD? Do you guys believe in Joe Douglas? Has he proven to you guys that
he's got a lot
really
to prove?
Our GM?
He hasn't done enough to me to show me, because he's missed on some. You drafted 3 players.
He hasn't done anything.
He didn't even play this fucking season. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. You drafted players that you supposed to draft in the first round.
Yeah, but Tyrone, this is the thing. We all said this offseason is going to make or break the general manager, because he has the $80 million in cap space, all these draft picks, and a monumental decision at quarterback. This is going to define him, dude. How he handles all this is going to define him. That's it. And now, especially the way he's handling it, where he's basically doubling down on the draft, which is, listen, man, if you're a draft guy and you're a guru and you have all this, last year didn't impress me by no means. Go for it. Earn your keep. Earn this 6-year contract. Because this is the way he's handling it. That's what he has to do, man. But no, I'm not blind to say like I'm not going to go in there and say, you know what, some of these fans right now are kissing Joe Douglas' ass, and I really have no idea why, because he hasn't proven a goddamn thing. He got great value for Jamal Adams. We give him credit for that. The Leonard Williams deal looks a little bit rough now, because Leonard Williams actually ended up playing better, but he blew at Robbie Anderson, and now the offensive line handling is kind of strange. And you look at the contracts he gave out, he got you Carl Lawson, and I like Carl Lawson a lot. I like the signing. I like Corey Davis, but we don't know. Were we the highest bidders? We don't know what really happened there. So he's got a lot to prove, man. A lot.
What do you think, Brom?
I do like the Lawson signing, though. I'm not gonna
so do I.
I love
something about Lawson, though. Kerry Hyder today signs for what? It was 3 years, $15.5 million. So would you rather have him? And if you look at their sack numbers, I know all the numbers on Lawson as far as the hurries and the hits, but they're still not sacks. So you look at the sack numbers; they're very similar between Hyder and Lawson. I'm not saying he's a better player than Lawson, but is Lawson, a $10 million a year, better player than Hyder is? Would you rather have Hyder for 3 years at about $5 million per, or Lawson for $15 million per, hoping he reaches that ceiling?
I don't like to have both of them.
Yeah, but Lawson was the only guy on the Bengals you had to worry about. I mean, on the Niners, there were other pieces that, you know, Hyder could get off and he could do his thing. If you look at Lawson's measurables in terms of how quick he gets off the line, prime, obviously the numbers like sacks and hurries, things like that, the guy's a physical freak. Just no one had to be paid attention to but him. Atkins was out all year. Who else on that line did they have to worry about after they got rid of Dunlap? And he didn't even want to play there, so he wasn't giving his full effort. I mean, it was just him. He's better than Hendrickson.
Yeah, and I like him too.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Good job, man.
I hope it works out. But again,
like Brandon Mann,
I'm going to say the same thing though. You're betting on upside, and you're paying a lot of money for a guy to do something he hasn't done yet. I'm not saying he can't do it. I think he has all the measurables to do it. But you know, we're asking him to be a double-digit sack guy, and he hasn't done that to this point in his career yet.
I mean, but he doesn't have to absolutely be a double. He doesn't have to be a double-digit sack guy. If he creates space
for $15 million a year, yes, he does. To justify that contract, yes, he does.
Hey, listen, but prime time. Can you imagine what Q's gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I mean, bro, listen. I definitely think our front four is gonna be a real problem, and that's all we ever wanted. We wanted a pass rusher, bro. Listen, we wanted a pass rusher, bro. That's better than anything we've had prime time in the last 10 years, and you fucking know it, bro. You know we have anybody.
Absolutely, it is. But I'm asking if he worth $15 million per year.
If he doesn't give me 10 sacks, I don't give a fuck if he hits the quarterback 40 or 50 times, bro. We need that, bro. We haven't had anything.
So you sign up next year for 7 sacks and a ton of hits. You're okay with that?
If the rest of the defensive line got sacks, I'm good. If he's forcing the quarterback to put somewhere else,
10 plus.
Exactly, bro. I'm not mad with that. I don't need for him to have 10 if Q got 9 or 10. You know what I'm saying? If Foe got 6 and Rankin got 5, I'm cool with that shit, bro. The other DN got 4. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? We need that, bro. We haven't had a pass rusher, bro, since Abraham, bro. And everyone says that. You're not wrong. It's been since Abraham been a Jet, bro.
Yeah. Last thing I want to say before I let you guys on, thank you for having me on. I just want to say one more thing about Joe Douglas and the draft. When the punter is talked about as being a great pick from your draft class, you missed on a lot of spots. Not to say special teams isn't important, but when Brandon Mann's talked about as, man, that was a great pick, I mean, we missed in a lot of other areas. So we just got to hope, obviously, this draft goes much better. Again, thank you guys for having me on, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Have a good night, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I mean,
great call.
You have 2 guys from his fucking draft class that didn't even play. I mean, Clark and Morgan. I mean, they didn't even suit up, for Christ's sakes. I mean,
the 2 best picks were out how much of the year?
There's
a lot to prove.
Prime time. Have you ever seen Morgan? Have you ever seen Morgan throw a pass in a Jet uniform? I haven't seen it.
I have not.
I haven't seen it. So until that happens, I ain't saying shit else. That's it. It's crazy.
We're gonna go to John in Lakehurst. John, what's up, man?
My God.
Shit. What up, man?
Yes,
I was waiting to get on. What's up,
this
fellas?
night just gets better, baby. What's up, big dog? How you doing, fam?
I'm doing great. Well, I'm actually doing bad. I had a rough 2 weeks. That's why I didn't call him last week. My mom had a little bit of lung cancer, which I'm just saying that on air, but I'm just saying it to you guys too. Like, that was rough because I know at prime time with your mental health and everything, with what you guys talked about or whatever. So I feel for you with that. But she's doing well. And then my dog got hit by a car last week, man. So it was kind of it was a rough 2 weeks, man. $6,000 later because I didn't have the pet insurance. She got out of the yard and got ran over by a car, and they drove off. So, yeah, that was rough.
Damn, bro.
But mom's doing good, so that's awesome. And my dog, I just got her back yesterday, so she's doing good. But yeah. Off of all that shit, I'm ready to talk some Jets. It was crazy 2 weeks for me.
Hey, John, first of all, man, I'm glad to hear Mom is doing good, bro. And I'm glad to hear your dog is doing good as well, man. You know, I love when you call, bro. You make me laugh. So, bro, the flow is yours, man. How do you feel? Just go.
And you hold Tyrone accountable too, which is good too. Because he's walking like a son of a bitch tonight.
I appreciate that, Tyrone, but I got to hold you accountable a little bit because I've been listening for about an hour now about that flip-flop, and all of a sudden it's Justin Fields this week. And it's like, you've been on that Zach Wilson train.
No, John, hold on, John. Number one, man, Tyson's full of shit, bro. Cause you know what Tyson did, bro?
Kellen Mond in 3 weeks.
Yo, listen, you know what Tyson did, bro? Tyson put me on the spot and made me make a pick, right? So I was like, Tyson.
On the spot.
Who do you
we
pick?
all had to make this syrup for them waffles, man.
Hey, man, listen, man. You know what, man? I'm going to go ahead and
Tyrone's
take
gonna bring up a pancake house.
Hey,
he'll put a waffle house down there in Virginia.
Hey, right now, I'm running with Fields right now, man. Fuck that shit. It is what it is. Fields, baby, let's go.
No, and
Waffle House.
And also, yeah, Waffle House, right, in Virginia. Hell yeah, Waffle House is good because I drive over the road, so I love me some Waffle House. We don't have them in New Jersey, but they're slamming. But also, you guys, I don't know what's been happening with that or whatever, everybody attacking you guys. You guys are literally the best platform. And I know I get at prime time a lot with the whole Sam Darnold thing, but prime time with the coaching and stuff, I wish I could be in that position, you know what I'm saying? But my life went in a different direction. So, and even you, Tyson, with the coaching of the kids and with the UFC stuff, and you guys are great, man. Don't let any of them keyboard gangs. Listen, Tyrone's 6'8", 370, I think you were, but I'm 6'4", almost 6'5". If I put on shoes, I'm almost 6'5" now, and I'm about 315. So me and Tyrone could slap the shit out of somebody. Keyboard gangsters, for real though. Because you guys are great. You guys, and that's the whole point of it, man. It's great, your platform, because we get to come on here, and if we waffle or you waffle, it's all fun and it's all Jets all the time. And you guys put all that time into that and everything on top of your work schedule. Because I was going to say about the prime time with the rap battle, but I've had so much shit going on with the dog getting hit and mom and everything, and you guys just always, because everybody wants you guys, and you guys put all that time into everything, man, and fuck anybody trying to front on that, for real. On a personal note.
We appreciate that, but the rap battle still has to happen, man. We can't let that slide.
Oh, no, we got to do that. We got to, because I've been working on it prime time, little by little, man, and I'm putting but I want it to be good, you know what I'm saying? So we got to both put our time into that.
Same boat, man. I've been working on it a little bit, but I definitely haven't had the time to put into it.
Yeah, and they got to wait for it. It'll be worth it, because then we'll both be hammering it good. You got to get at me a little bit, and I got to get at you a little bit, and then we got to get on Sam and all that.
But John, we got to be honest though. Primetime's working on that like he's working on his betting videos. We know how that went.
Come on.
No, that's true. And I was telling a couple of my buddies about it. They're like, man, that's cool, but all you got going on now, are you finding time for that? I'm like, I'm going to find time for it, but prime time, and every time prime time gets on and he's pushing it back, I'm like, perfect, because I'm pushing it back a little bit. But yeah, and then also, I just want to point out, because I do call you guys all the time now, I did say we were going to go with the Corey Davis. I did say that 3 weeks ago. We go back to the tape and watch film on that. I did say we're going to go, and I think Corey Davis is the number one. I think he's the number one that hasn't. He had Mariota, and then he had Tannehill, but he had Tannehill when he had A.J. Brown, and I think he's really going to produce for us. I think that was a good signing, but I am on primetime side with I just feel like this. Joe Douglas is just getting this blow-by, fly-by night, oh, well, he knows what he's doing. But he wanted to address the offensive line, and the only thing we haven't addressed is the offensive line. Right? Yep. We all feel that way? Because I'm going to take the waffling if I'm wrong. Now, I know it's a long off-season, but we didn't spend any money into that position, and some of the money we did spend, like the Sheldon Rankin signing for $8 million a year, I don't really agree with that. He's injury prone. He is a good player, and I can picture it with John Franklin Myers and Sheldon Rankins, and then Q rushing the pass rusher with Carl Lawson. I like all that shit, but I'm just saying, if Carl Lawson puts up Jordan Jenkins numbers for the amount of money we gave him, then that's kind of a flop in a way. Unless it's really noticeable, in game, that he's changing the game.
Right.
So.
Yeah, if he's wreaking havoc and still only gets 8 or 9 sacks, I mean, you can live with it. But even still, for $15 million a year, that's why I brought up the point with Leonard Williams, not to compare their skill sets or anything.
Who the fuck do we have that can rush the passer ever? Like, listen.
No, I know.
I don't
we
even
always go back to the Don Abraham thing, but we had it by committee for a long time. I know we go back. I've been a Jets fan a long time.
And that shit
wasn't working. But now you're bringing in Carl Lawson with the expectation that he's all right. We gave him $15 million. He's going to get over 10.5 sacks, and I think that's an unreachable expectation where we're at. And then I also worry.
But hold on, let me ask you a question, though, John. Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Who did we have on our team that you had the game plan for on defense, on the defensive line, besides Q and Far? Anybody else on that line you were scared of?
I agree with that. It's looking like that by committee right now. It really is. With John Franklin Myers, Foda Fakasi, Quentin Williams, Carl Lawson, it's looking like that. But then there's just, like, we let Terrell Basham go. Like, why did we do that? Because, like, he was coming around. We let, we signed that bum from the Chargers, but we let, Tyler Eifert go. And he got signed for, like, stupid money. Yeah, like, stupid money. But then we brought in this bum. There was other non-bums. I think, like, I don't know. To me, free agency this year has looked crazy. Some of these running backs getting signed that we could have used are, like, getting signed for, like, stupid, cheap money. And we could have used the talent. I know that we have, Ty Johnson and Perrine and all that. But, like, we could have brought in one guy that was, like, a little bit steady and a little proven. And I agree, like, I really wanted Zeitler. Like, just get him in. And then we only really needed one guy in the draft. I think that would have made different. Now everybody knows we're looking for linemen in the draft. And now you're kind of like it's like, are they going to take him? Are we going to move up and make a rash move? I think a lot's going to come around with the draft because of that. Because we didn't make a move. There was what was that guy from the Raiders traded for like a 5th round pick? It was like something stupid, like a 5th round pick. Yeah, and we didn't even bring him in. But like, you could have locked up the one side of the line. And I like Creed Humphrey. I like Elijah Vera Tucker. There's people I like in the draft. The whole fact is, which this whole shift Connor McGovern off center to guard. Really, when he did that, he didn't produce as a guard as well as he did a center. So I'd like to keep him right where he's at, honestly. But now it's almost like a need. Now you're drafting for need on top. Okay, we have a lot of draft picks, and I do feel confident in that. But if we whiff on the draft at all, like with like a Morgan pick or a Zuniga pick that we haven't even seen, or a Clark, and we draft guys like that are like, oh, they're going to be great in 3 years. Like, we're going to look like shit next year with a new quarterback. Because I do believe we're going to get a new quarterback. But,
John, first of all, thank you for calling in. We're all glad that your mother's doing better, your dog is doing better. We definitely appreciate it. We got to get a couple more calls on before we wrap things up. So thanks for calling in, and we appreciate it.
Man. Hey, love you, bro. Take care of your mom and dog, man. Be good, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Be good.
All right, we're going to bring on, we can only do like a minute each call here because we're wrapping things up. We're going to go to Jake Klein. Jake, are you excited that Tyrone is now supporting your boy, Justin Fields?
Praise the Lord.
I'm with you, baby. I'm with you, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Yeah,
now, I might switch up in 2 weeks. Just don't hold that.
What do you mean you might? You'll be switching up by Friday.
Nah, I'm going to give it 2 weeks, man. Right now, I'm rolling with Field. Let's go, baby. Pro Day Friday. We switch up. Oh, yeah, you're right. Pro Day Friday. Hey, bro, don't get too excited.
So, guys, I got a funny story for you. So I told you my cousin's neighbor is Allen Robinson, which is still a true story. My cousin told me that he was actually at his house in Crystal Springs, New Jersey, near Hamburg. Apparently, the alarm in his house in West New York went off, and the police showed up. They went to Allen's house to see if there was an intruder on my cousin's balcony. Then the next morning, Alan went to my cousin and was like, dude, what the hell just happened last night? He said, I am so sorry for that. And he said, let me give you a bottle of wine for free, and I can offer you physical therapy on top. He's like, all right, I'll look into that. Thank you. But please call me next time when the police come.
Oh, shit. That's crazy.
That's serious. I couldn't believe it.
All right, so, Jake, you got a quick minute. Talk about your thoughts on free agency.
I've had a lot to digest what everyone said tonight. Look, Joe Douglas has more to prove to me. I understand. I think we have to understand the 1-year deals is just the reality of this offseason. And I think it's because of the COVID salary cap situation. It does not give an excuse to Joe Douglas having to spend the money. I think we should have signed Kevin Zeitler at prime time. I completely 100% agree with you on that. I knew that we should have at least taken a shot at him. Or if we Feliciano, but we didn't have a chance at Feliciano, of course. But we should have at least gotten at least one starting guard to make out of it. Now, of course, just my final point is about the draft is they need to go all offense. I don't want to hear – I think now I'm kind of upset more money now on like a Sheldon Rankins on defensive line. I don't need any more on defensive line. I want to get offense. They paid Carl Lawson. Great. I love the signing. I praised it from the beginning. Get offense. I'd rather take 3 guards in a row, take 2 receivers, 2 guards, or they take the quarterback, which I think will be Fields and will be Fields, and just go offense, unless it's cornerback. That's the one position they can go at some point, but got to go offense. I don't want to see pass rushers anymore. I don't want to see defensive linemen. I don't even want to see safeties. I'd rather shit the bed at safety for a year. And I'd rather go with, by the way, we talk about Niners players. K'Wan Williams is still available. So I think that's a guy that definitely would consider coming at a bargain deal because his market's been a lot slower. I wish we got Jaquiski Tart, like I said before, but I think K'Wan Williams could be a Niner that could still come.
Jake, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
You got it, guys. Good night.
All right, we're going to go to Jomo in Florida. Jomo, what's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
Hey, man, I want to start off with saying, Tyson, you're the GOAT. Prime time. You're the OG, man. And Tyrone, I got a lot of respect for you. Now, first things first, nothing that happened with this free agency has changed Sam's trade value. I think there's multiple teams he could be traded to, whether it's Washington, Chicago, Carolina, you got Pittsburgh, Denver, So there's a bunch of options. Andy Dalton, Fitzpatrick ain't changing shit. Coastal Carolina game for Zach Wilson. Anybody who just watch that final drive, you will be blown away. His presence, what he did to elevate that team, driving down the field, is insane. Just absolutely insane. And for free agency, man, we need to see like a Quan Alexander come in. That's a former Salad guy, and I'd like to see Poole re-signed. And the depth we got on the D-line now with that Rankin signing, oh my God, it's crazy. We got easily, we got a top 5 D-line, man. Easily. With that rotation we got, we're looking nice.
Dude, no, I mean, listen, there's some solid moves made, a lot more moves that need to be made. So thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, man, thanks.
Have a good
one.
Good night.
Good night, man.
All right, we can try Mike in Jersey City real quick. Mike, you got about a minute, dude.
All right, so why would you think like there was nothing behind what Corey Davis had to say? I just want to hear why.
He spoke the company line, dude. What the fuck do you want him to say? Oh, I want to play with Zach Wilson? He said exactly what it is. I came to the company line. Sam Darnold's my quarterback right now. I came here to play with him. That's it.
Well, hold on. Really quick, really quick, though, not to cut you off, Mike. Tyson, didn't you say a week ago, though, that, like, what we do in free agency, how we pitch these wide receivers would give away our plan for a quarterback? Not that I'm reading into Corey Davis and what he said, but, I mean, didn't you say that a week ago?
Now, do you think the New York Jets would kind of give him a little hint, like, hey, you may want to say this, just kind of keep, like, our in-house matters in-house?
Yeah, they say that the same organization
that fired a GM after he went through a draft. So, I mean, let's not underestimate this organization's incompetence. But, you know, when we say, I mean, behind every joke, there's a little truth to it, right? When someone says, oh, I'm joking, but there's some little truth to it, right? So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking with a primetime here. It's like, look, he came in, they recruited him, he signed the contract. They must have gone over some sort of, like plan for, what he expects, something. So I mean, for him,
they probably
they're
going to feature him. They're going to feature him in the offense and make sure they're going to give him 80 carries and sold him their vision and whatever else.
Okay, so why, you don't think he's at least a little bit curious? Who at the moment, who they're thinking?
I don't think his comments today meant an absolute fucking thing. I think they meant nothing at all.
Okay, but after everything that's been going on so far, which is like I'd give so far this draft a C minus. This free agency. The stock for Sam staying and being the QB in 2021 keeps going up. The Vegas line. It keeps going up. It has to.
Well, we got to wrap it up. We're getting there right now. Thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it. Thanks everybody for listening. I think that's it.
Let Sam stay.